Whew, we had a hell of a snowstorm yesterday, and I could have stayed inside, but no, I must go see the new 3-hour Damien Chazelle flick. Was it worth braving the storm for? Let's find out. I love so much that this is an Oscar season movie. I mean, it's got an award-winning director, a big-name cast. It's about the magic of cinema. Hell, remember when I referenced this shot in my review for White Noise? And again, this isn't even White Noise. It's not even Empire of Light or Babylon. It's The Fabelmans, and this shot is in this movie too. But unlike those movies, this one begins with an elephant shitting all over everyone and the camera. And then just a few minutes later, we're treated to a man being pissed on, and then a little person running around with a big penis statue. In other words, hell yes, it was worth going through a snowstorm. This is one of the best movies of the year. The movie begins in 1926 and spans nearly 25 years. Brad Pitt is a legendary silent film actor whose career hits a slump. Margot Robbie is a hard-partying actress on the rise. Diego Calva wants power behind the scenes. And there's plenty of others trying to make it into the industry, and they're all dicks. I love that this movie unapologetically lets people be horrible, flawed human beings. And if they start out with a soul, they'll lose it the more the movie goes on. You may see a lot of comparisons to other things with this, such as Wolf of Wall Street or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but what the movie really is basically a remake of Singin' in the Rain if it were directed by Tinto Brass. Yeah, there's some spunk from Caligula and Salon Kitty in this, and I mean orgies with stilts, freak shows, and enemas. Even in the way it looks, too. It's a movie about Hollywood that is not glamorous looking at all. It's honestly a pretty grungy and dirty looking movie, and I love that about it. The crux of it has to do with the transition between silent films and sound films, and some actors make it and some don't. We've seen that kind of movie before. Hell, even this year, Downton Abbey, A New Era, covered that, though this one has significantly more projectile vomiting all over a movie producer. You also see an arc in just how movies were made over 3 decades. Good lord, when they're on these silent film sets, it is complete unchecked chaos. And the shots are just glorious. Between hundreds of costumed extras in the background, chases, and fighting, this movie is honestly a real epic. You'll have about 12 silent movies being shot at once, and a set will just catch fire. Extras are dying and bleeding and bandaged up as if they're in an actual war. They find one guy dead with a spear out of his chest, and they're like, oh, well, he did have a drinking problem. They even have to steal an ambulance to race to get a new camera. And you've seen scenes like this before, where they're trying to get used to sound and everything just keeps going wrong. But the high anxiety here, between the sweating, the interruptions, and just the editing itself, holy shit, it's an intense scene that just builds and builds. And it's another scene where there's a body count. What's great about these characters is that, yes, it revels in their indulgences and repugnance, but you love seeing them. They are humanized, and you feel for the tragedy of certain characters. They even have fun with it too, like how Brad Pitt is engaged to someone different near every other scene he's in. Hell, just when you think you've seen everyone in this, Tobey Maguire shows up in the creepiest role he's ever had, as this porcelain doll-looking drug lord with hilariously bad movie ideas. I dig Damien Chazelle's work and have either really liked or really loved his other movies, but this is his goddamn masterpiece, and I don't care if I'm alone in saying it. This man made a movie about the love of cinema, how all of this joy has been brought to us over the years by way of extreme drug-fueled ambition, and then he Trojan horsed an old-school exploitation film inside of it. How much exploitation does this movie have in its veins? There's a scene where Eric Roberts challenges a snake to a fight. This is the kind of movie where even the negative reviews sell it. It's the kind of crazy-ass movie that would come out of the new Hollywood era, like 1941 or Cruising, and wouldn't get the best reviews, but would be awesome. Hands down, this movie is an A, and goddamn, it's almost an A+. It's this close to being an A+. But as an ensemble, some characters do work better than others, to the point to where there were one or two where I kinda wondered if they really needed to be here. Some plot points borrow a little too heavily from stuff like Boogie Nights, even if the scenes do work, but the ending doesn't work. It isn't so much what happens, that's fine. It's just one of those over-explainy endings that just sits you down and shows you what the meaning of the movie is. And not only that, it keeps going for a while. There's a lot of points where it could have logically ended, but man, if someone put the last 10 minutes or so back in the editing room, this maybe would be my favorite movie of the year, but it is still in my top 5. I highly recommend this. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Be sure to subscribe to our channel today and click the notification bell. Plus, follow us on Twitter at The Cinema Snob, and we'll see you next time.